And then, yeah, identifying or really leaning into that idea of this hero's journey and you being the hero on a journey, kind of helps you paint the obstacles in your way a little differently. And the plot twists and the rejections and the challenges are, we all know, we all have the story of like, oh, this thing happened in my life and it was bad, but looking back 10 years later, that was one of the best things to happen to me. Like, I'm so thankful I lost that job, or I'm so thankful I got cut from the basketball team, or I'm so thankful I got cheated on. It turns out
Mm.
those were the moments that, looking back 10 years later, like, that was the impetus, or that was the turning point for me to start making changes, or that I hit rock bottom. Like, those are the best superhero stories. Those are the best heroes' journeys to follow. So I think for each person, it's identifying or acknowledging that, like, hey, if I am a character in this game, or I am a character in this story, what do I want the character's journey to look like? What do I want, when this character returns home from this hero's journey? What is life like for them at that point? And get very specific. What is it, what does a day look like from a work perspective? Does from a, time after work with loved ones, hobbies, where do you live? Where is your next trip going to be? Like, getting specific with all of those things kind of takes it from this nebulous daydream to like a very concrete, existence, and a very concrete thing that you can then start to backtrack on and say, like, or not backtrack, but like start to put steps in between where you are currently, your current version of your character, and this leveled up life version of you down the road. You can start to say, like, all right, well, if my job is going to be this and it's going to be in this part of the country, like, maybe I should start looking at jobs in a different field, or I should, go visit that place and put it on the calendar. And even if you don't have the money yet, setting aside $5 a month into a travel fund that is labeled, I want to go to San Diego, or I want to go to Paris, France, or I want to go to, Thailand, whatever it may be. Identifying some specific thing and then taking one small action like that day, whether it's calling somebody who has been there, or putting $5 aside in a savings account, or, £5 or whatever it may be, and saying, like, I'm living differently now. There's that other great quote by Bertrand Russell. It's like, you're under no obligation to be who you were 5 minutes ago. Like,
Mm.
life can be different. After listening to this podcast, you can decide that you're going to do something differently, and life will be different. And it just requires you to start acting differently. And that one action can be small. Nobody needs to know about it, but you will know that the old you wouldn't have done it. And this new version of you is doing things differently. And we all know, in order to get different results, you're going to have to start taking different actions.
No, I love it. I mean, that's why I highly love your book. Like, it's breaks it down into such great detail into each area, but it's fun to read and it's fun to explain, because a lot of times you go into these fitness sites and it's do 8 sets of squats for 4 reps at a time, and you're like, yeah, but I'm still disappointed because I broke out with my ex. At least you break it into fixing us as a whole, making us fit and enjoying our life, but also being who you truly are. You should be immensely proud of what you've created. I mean, I'd love to do a round two and go into things deeper, but what habits would you want? Because I think that's something that's like, you say you sleep better, get a better duvet,